And again, that comes with him as far as, I don't want to say you guys being unevenly yoked, but that comes with that. When you have a husband and you both on the same page, he respects what's in you. He sees what's in you. It's no different than our pastor. Pastor Rob, when he sees things in you, he just want to cultivate. And when your spouse sees that, he sees you more than just a wife. More than somebody to cook and, make sure the house is clean and, whatever. He's like, baby, you got this going on and, you should do something with that. And when you need help, he's right there. My husband, like I said, he travels back and forth, but whenever we do anything, P3 does whatever we do, he's there. He's packing up stuff and sometimes it's 2 o'clock in the morning, he's like, baby, oh my God. Okay, what else you need me to do so I can go lay down? But, and he always says, but when I see you standing there, and I know what's in you, and I know it's been in you from the day that we met. When I see you doing what I know God has called you to do, it does something to him. And even in that, it's also, he was like, tell him when he goes to meetings, he was like, yeah, because I sat there and I told him this, I told him that. I said, oh, baby, where you get that from? I'm learning from you. So even when you're ministering to other women, other people, you're ministering to your husband too, because when he's supporting you, but it's nothing like that. When you can look out and see a room full of people, but when you see your husband standing there, it just does something. It's like a child when I could be playing sports and everybody could be in the stands, rah, rah, rah. But when I look up and see my parent, it's a whole nother thing. Yeah. It's a whole nother thing.
But so see, you don't want, with me, sometimes I feel like, wow, where did the time go? What am I doing? It's like I have nothing to show for these months that went by, that went by, and that's how I feel at times. When I know that I am being productive, I know that there are things that I'm doing, because I'm not working right now. But it's time, time go by and I'm like, what am I doing? And sometimes I get discouraged and I be like, okay, and I don't have I have my boyfriend or whatnot, and he's a big help. How some, you guys are married or whatever with you, you can have that balance. And it's like at times I live with my godparents, and if I want to go to rehearsal, sometimes it's like I feel like, oh, I don't want to go because. And with not having transportation, then it's like to have her to come get me, take Nia to Damon, come all the way back, go there, go back. So it's just like sometimes I feel like I don't even want to go, because I feel like I don't want to be, wait on anybody else. And I know all the things that she's balancing. So it's like to add me, to the list. It's like, wow, so a lot of times I can get discouraged and feel like, I just want to give up. I don't want to do ministry. I don't want to do anything because it's like I'm walking, but it's like, why am I getting so? Because it doesn't bother me. Because you can't call me and say I'm not going because I don't want you to be. I'm gonna be like bom bom. I'm outside. Let's go. But you don't want to do something to where you feel so overwhelmed, or you don't want to feel like you're overwhelmed to somebody else, to someone else. But it is good. I can't say I thank God for my boyfriend, even though at times I feel like I can.
Yeah.
But that helps me basically do a lot of the things that I do, as far as going to praise and worship, or we're doing something with P3 and it's like, oh, where's Nia gonna go? Who's gonna watch Nia? So that helps me kind of balance out the things that I love to do or like to do.
But see, that also comes in with you having good people in your life that care about you, that support you. Because with all that you have inside of you, I ain't letting you say it so bum bum. Because that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Has anybody prayed for direction?
I do every day. I'm praying for direction now. Still waiting on the answer. Just recently, going back to the time management, I was literally a full-time mom, full-time student, and a full-time employee. And I wasn't involved in anything at church because my time was so taxed with Lexi and with, work and with school. And I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning studying, getting back up at 5 to get her ready for us to start our day all over again. So I felt just really pulled here, there, like I'm doing everything, but I'm focusing on nothing. So I prayed and asked God for direction with that, and what I got from that is I dropped my classes, because it's like I'm giving God half my time, I'm giving school half my time, I'm giving work half my time, I'm even giving my daughter half my time right now, and until I can really focus on something that I want to do, I'm really not making a step forward in anything that I'm doing. It had got to the point like I don't like my job, I don't like I don't even know that I'm going to school for what God has called me to go to school for. I just kind of flipped through a book, picked a major, good salary, let's go to school. You know, so it's like I don't even have a real interest in doing what I'm going to school for. It's just that's what they said. So, you know, it's like I made a decision to drop my classes, and I had some people say, what's wrong with you? You know, you're supposed to be, if you stop, you're never going to go back. No, I'm going to go back. But when I go back, I'll know that God has directed my path.
You're going back with a purpose.
Exactly. And with me doing that, it's like I'm not going to stop something and sit on the couch. No, I got more involved. I've joined a couple of ministries. Actually, I didn't even choose to join these ministries. It's like they literally fell in front of me, and I knew this is what God is telling me to do because I didn't go searching for it. It came to me. So, and I'm a happier person now. Everything is not the way I want it to be by all means, but it's like my spirit is just happier now, and I'm meeting people. Like, I have no family here, like literally none. I don't have a cousin, a third cousin, a distant removed cousin. It's me and my daughter. So that's been my life for the past 6 years. And now it's like I'm developing a life outside of her. And I kind of can tell you, like, I'm kind of opposite from you with Naya, where I'm super mom. Everybody calls me super mom. I'm like 5 steps ahead as far as school, as far as this, as far as that. Like, I have to be little Miss Mary Poppins. So it's like now, I guess I'm bringing, she's always been in a Christian environment because that's what her and her dad, you know, work towards. She goes to a Christian school, but now she's getting to see mommy in ministry, and she looks up to it. And like even the songs we sing, my baby know them probably better than I do before we get there. So it does work. You can do that mom thing and that ministry thing once you starting out. It's gonna be in her, and she will be able. So good in the morning while I'm praising God and my baby praising God with me. There is nothing like that. And she's only 6 years old. And she can tell you all about the Lord and how good the Lord is. I told a story, which is kind of funny. My grandmother told my daughter when she went to visit last summer that you need to drink water because you're going to die if you don't drink water. And my daughter looked up at her and went, Grandma, I thought God decided who lived and died. And my grandma, I couldn't say anything. You know, how do you argue with that?
Right.
But it's once you make that decision to do what it is God has directed you to do, it's so freeing. And no matter how many people don't like it and don't appreciate it, you feel better in your heart, and it just makes it all the better, and everything else will fall in line.
Just speaking of direction, I have so many talents, and I was just, doing it halfway. I love to work with kids. That's number one. I love to do hair. I braid hair. I love to do like things that will bring out the inner beauty in people. That's me. And it was like to the point where I was working. I worked 2 jobs, going to school. My niece and nephews out here trying to give them time. It's like, okay, how do I balance it? So I was praying for direction, give me one thing that I need to work on. So stopped going to school, went down to 1 job, just focus on the daycare right now, trying to get a daycare, get that started, just so that I could teach the kids from ground up, because some of these kids these days don't have the solid foundation, and it's like that's my passion. That's what I love. If I could teach you the solid foundation, then that child, can grow up with have great self-esteem. Because I look at the kids these days and I just shake my head. I'm like, boy, if I could just just talk to your mom, just have you come over for the weekend, just spend some time with that person. It's like, that's my joy. I feel happy when I make a child happy because it's showing them love. May not be receiving it at home. Parents is working, single parents, and it's like, that's my passion. That's what my direction is going. That's where my direction is going to. So I kind of step back from doing hair, but every once in a while I do get that phone call, and it's like, okay, am I gonna take away from my niece and my nephew? Am I gonna, because last night I was up till 4 in the morning just braiding hair, and my niece and nephews kept calling me, when you coming home? When you coming home? And that's like, I'll be home pretty soon. So it's like I'm trying to still balance that just to give them their time, because it's always auntie.
And that's
So-
beautiful considering that your mindset is like that for children that don't even belong to you.